since his assumption to his office, he started delivering the way of work, which is an excellent. Welcome you, sir, for this great occasion. So again, we have we are facing the environmental issues right now, for which actually now again we have been cornered to a position to find out and bring back the natural ecosystem in functioning. Definitely we will bring back our ecosystem in place, well-functioning ecosystem in place, and definitely that would be an eye-opener for the future way of life. So I wish this CEO meeting also to be a grand success, and it need to be repeated once in a year at least. So then only the researchers as well as the users can jointly we can have a get together like this, and the researchers can exhibit their product and users can understand and make use of it. So I wish this exhibition as well as this CEO meet to be a grand success. Thank you.
அவர் தலைவர் சிம்கா தலைவர் அயல்மொழி தமிழிலேயே பேசிவிடுகிறேன். ஆங்கிலம் எனக்கு சரளமாக வராது. கம்சன் உள்பட அவையில் இருக்கும் ஆண்டோர் சான்றோர் அனைவருக்கும் முன்னிலையில் உங்களிடம் தமிழில் பேசிவிடுகிறேன். டைசம் வேர்ல்ட் எக்ஸ்போ ஸ்பீச். சேர்ந்து நிற்போம், செலுத்திடுவோம். தொழில் முனைவர்கள் ஒன்று சொல், பிரபலமடைவதற்கு முன்பாகவே அதற்கு இலக்கணம் வகுத்து வரையறையும் வறுமுறையும் செய்தவர்கள் நம்மவர்கள். ஜிடிபியிலும் அந்நிய செலவணியில் நமது பங்கு அளப்பரியது. மின்னல் மழை பொழிந்து மண்ணை வளமாக்குவது போல் பின்னல் மழை பொழிந்து இந்த மண்ணை பொன்னாக்குகிறது நம் தமிழ் நலமும் தொழில் வளமும். சகாப்தங்கள் புதிதாக உருவாகும் போது சவால்களும் வருவது இயற்கையின் கைவண்ணம். அவற்றை சந்தித்த போதுதான் புது சந்தர்ப்பங்கள் மலரும், சாதனைகள் நிகழும். உலகளாவிய அறிவு பயிர்களும் நுட்பங்களின் பயிர்களும் எல்லா துறைகளும் தொழிற்சந்தைகளை கற்பனை கெட்டாத அளவிற்கு புதுமையில் நிறைந்ததாக உயர்த்தியுள்ளன. அதற்கான வாயிலாக இத்தனை கண்காட்சிகளும் சிந்தனை பயிர்களும் உத்வேக முயற்சிகளும் அவசியமாகின்றது. நூல் விளையாட்டம் FTA மூலமாக அயலாக்க சந்தையை திறப்பதனால் வரும் போட்டிகள் எங்கள் சவால் நிறைந்திருக்கும் இந்த சூழ்நிலையில் ஒரு பிராண்ட் என்பதனை உருவாக்க தேவையான தர நிர்ணயம் செயல்பாடுகளை பகிர்ந்து கொள்ள வேண்டிய அவசியம் இருக்கிறது. மேலும் தொடர்ச்சியான வளர்ச்சிக்காக எதிர்கால சூழ்நிலையில் என்னவாறு அமையும் என்பதை யூகித்து வாய்ப்புகள் எந்தெந்த வகையெல்லாம் அதிகரிக்கும் என்பதை இப்போதிருந்தே கருத்து பரிமாறிக்கொண்டு ஆலோசனை செய்தால்தான் நிரந்தரமான ஆரோக்கியமான வளர்ச்சி பாதை நம் தொழில்துறைக்கு அமையும். பொருள் கருவி காலம் வினையோடு 5 இருத்தீர எண்ணி செயல். எதை செய்ய வேண்டும், எதை கொண்டு செய்ய வேண்டும், எந்த காலத்தில் செய்ய வேண்டும், எந்த நுட்பங்களை துணை கொள்ள வேண்டும், எந்த இடத்தில் செய்ய வேண்டும் என இந்த 5 வினயங்களை ஆராய்ந்து செய்வதற்கு வெற்றி வருவது திண்ணம் என்கிறார் வள்ளுவர். எனவே இடம், பொருள், ஏவலுக்கு அதிகாரியாக நம்மை எப்படி தயார் செய்து கொள்வது என்பதற்கான பயிற்சிக்களமாக இந்த சந்திப்புகளை நாம் அமைத்துக் கொண்டதால் நல்ல வெற்றி நமது வெற்றி, நாளையும் நமது என்றாகிவிடும். நிகழ்காலத்தின் உறுதிக்கும் எதிர்காலத்தின் வெற்றிக்கும் பாலமாக அமையும் இந்த சந்திப்பில் உங்கள் அனைவரோடும் எனது சிந்தனைகளை பகிர்ந்து கிடைத்த வாய்ப்பிற்கு நன்றி கூறி அனைவருக்கும் தொழில் சிறக்க வாழ்த்து விடைகிறேன். வணக்கம்.
வீட்டிற்கும் விழா தலைவர், சிறப்பு விருந்தினர், பிரிவு தலைவர் உள்ளிட்ட அனைவருக்கும் நிப்மாவின் சார்பிலே என்னுடைய வணக்கத்தை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். தொழில்துறை சம்பந்தமான வளர்ச்சிக்கான வேலைகளை எப்படி முன்னெடுப்பது என்பதுதான் இன்றைய உலகளாவிய போட்டியிலே ஒரு மிக முக்கியமான இடமாக இருக்கிறது. அந்த வகையிலே டைக்கம் ஒரு இந்த நிகழ்ச்சியின் மூலமாக என்னென்ன தொழில்நுட்பங்களை எல்லாம் கொண்டு வந்திருக்கிறோம், இன்னும் என்னென்னலாம் கொண்டு வர போகிறோம் என்பதெல்லாம் நேற்று இந்த காட்சியை திறந்து வைத்து சுற்றி பார்க்கும் பொழுது ஒவ்வொரு ஸ்டால்களிலும் என்னென்ன புதுமைகள் என்ன விதமாக வந்திருக்கிறது என்பதெல்லாம் அறிய இருந்தது. எதுவாக இருந்தாலும் இன்றைய சூழ்நிலையில் சஸ்டைனபிள் என்கின்ற ஒரு முக்கியமான ஒரு கட்டத்தில் இருக்கின்றோம். நீரையும் காப்பாற்ற வேண்டும். அதேபோல் வாயு என்றால் காற்று மாசுபடாமல் இருக்க வேண்டும். மனிதர்கள் பயன்படுத்துகின்ற எப்பொருளும் இயற்கையால் பிற்காலத்தில் மீண்டும் பயன்படுத்தப்பட வேண்டும் என்பதை போன்ற விஞ்ஞானபூர்வமான கருத்துக்களை எல்லாம் சொல்வதற்கு எத்தனையோ பெரிய ஆராய்ச்சியாளர்கள் நுட்பவாதிகள் இருக்கின்றார்கள். இருந்தாலும் தொழில் வளர்ச்சியினுடைய தன்மைக்கு தக்கபடி நம்முடைய தன்மையும் மாற்றி நாளுக்கு நாள் எந்த விதத்தில் உலகளாவிய போட்டியிலே நம்மால் ஈடுபட முடியுமோ, அவர்களோடு போட்டியிட்டு வெற்றி பெற முடியுமோ, அந்த முயற்சிகளை எல்லாம் நம்முடைய மேடையில் இருக்கின்ற தலைவர்கள் எல்லாம் எடுக்க வேண்டும். இப்போதுதான் ஒவ்வொரு நாடாக ஃப்ரீ ட்ரேட் அக்ரிமெண்ட் FTA செய்து கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள். அது மட்டும் போதாது, இன்னும் நிறைய தொழில்நுட்பங்களை இங்கே புகுத்த வேண்டும். நம்முடைய மிக முக்கியமான ரா மெட்டீரியல் என்று சொல்லக்கூடிய மூலப்பொருள் பஞ்சு, அந்த பஞ்சு கிடைக்காத காரணத்தால் ஏற்றுகின்ற நூலின் விலை, அதனால் பற்றாக்குறை, அந்த பற்றாக்குறையால் வருகின்ற தொழில் பாதிப்பு, இவை எல்லாம் சுழற்சி வடிவத்திலே தொழிலை ஒட்டுமொத்தமாக முடக்கிவிடும். இந்த மாதிரி முடக்கத்திற்கான இடங்களை எல்லாம் அளிக்காமல் மத்திய மாநில அரசுகளும் சங்க நிர்வாகிகளும் தக்க நடவடிக்கை எடுக்க வேண்டும். தொழில் வளர்ச்சிக்கு உங்களுடைய ஆக்கப்பூர்வமான கருத்துக்களை எல்லாம் பரிமாற வேண்டும் என்று கேட்டு நிப்பாவின் சார்பில் இந்த முயற்சி எடுத்துக்கொண்ட அத்தனை பேருக்கும், குறிப்பாக AIC பெரியசாமி அவர்களுக்கு, CEO பெரியசாமி அவர்களுக்கும், இந்த கூட்டத்தை நடத்துகின்ற நிர்வாகிகளுக்கும் நன்றியையும் வணக்கத்தையும் கூறி விடைபெறுகிறேன். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
இந்த விழாவுக்கு வந்திருக்கும் அனைவருக்கும், இந்த விழாவுக்கு சிறப்பு விருந்தினராக கலந்து கொண்ட நமது மாநகராட்சியின் ஆணையர் இளன் தேவி அவர்களுக்கும், திரு சத்திவேல் அவர்களுக்கும், டி அசோசியேஷன் ராஜா சர்மம் அவர்களுக்கும், ரத்னசாமி நிட்மா சிட்டி ரத்னசாமி அவர்களுக்கும், இளம்பவன் அவர்களுக்கும் மற்றும் கீதானந்தி கோயில்சாமி அவர்களுக்கும் மற்றும் மேடையில் அமர்ந்திருக்கும் அனைவருக்கும் என் மாலை வணக்கம். இந்த நெருக்கடியான காலகட்டத்தில் நம் டெக்மா அசோசியேஷன் சார்பாக இங்கே நிறைய வர்த்தகர்களுக்கான முயற்சிகளை மேற்கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள். அவர்கள் முயற்சிகள் வெற்றி பெற என்னுடைய வாழ்த்துக்கள். இதேபோல் நமது தலைவர் சத்திவேல் அவர்களும் மற்றும் ராஜா சர்மா அவர்களும் நம்ம கோயம்புத்தூரில் அமைந்துள்ள கொடிசியா போல ஒரு திருப்பூருக்கு ஒரு நிலையத்தை உருவாக்க வேண்டும் என்று கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறேன். ஏன்னா அவங்க முயற்சி எடுத்தால் கண்டிப்பாக நடக்கும். ஏன்னா இப்போ இருக்கிற சூழ்நிலை கவர்மெண்ட்டு மற்ற எல்லாமே சாதகமாக இருக்குது. அதனால் அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு கொடிசா மாதிரி இங்கேயும் திருப்பூரையும் அமைச்சோம்னா நம்மளுக்கு இன்னும் சௌகரியமாக இருக்கும். தொழிலுக்கு வளர்ச்சி இருக்குது, மற்றதுக்கும் எல்லாத்துக்குமே மிக முக்கியமானது. ஆகையால் இந்த விழாவுக்கு வந்திருக்கும் அனைவருக்கும் நன்றி கூடி விடைபெறுகிறேன். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
மேடையில் வீட்டிற்கும் மதிப்பிற்கும் மரியாதைக்கும் உரிய சத்யவேலன் அவர்களை, அகில் ரத்னசாமி அவர்களை, துணை மேயர் அவர்களே மற்றும் ராஜா சண்முகன் அவர்களே, அனைவருக்கும் டையிங் சங்கத்தின் சார்பில் முதலில் நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். இந்த கண்காட்சியை ஏற்பாடு செய்த டெக்ஸ்டைல் எக்ஸலன்ட் நிறுவனத்திற்கு முதலில் நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். இதை வருடம் நடத்துமாறு உங்களை பணிவுடன் கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறேன். திருப்பூர் டையிங் ஃபேக்டரி இன்று 1:15 என்ற அளவிலிருந்து 1:3 என்ற அளவிற்கு இந்த தொழில்நுட்பங்கள் வளர வளர டையிங் நிறுவனமும் தன்னுடைய தொழில்நுட்பத்தை மாற்றி 1:15 1:3 கொண்டு வந்திருக்கோம். அதே மாதிரி டைஸ் அண்ட் கெமிக்கல்ஸ் எல்லாமே இன்னைக்கு குவாலிட்டியாக வர்றதுனால நாங்கள்
கண்காட்சி அமைச்சு பட் திருப்பூர்லேயே முதல் முறையாக வந்து டைஸ் எல்லாம் நம்ம டையிங் டைஸ்க்கெல்லாம் எந்த மாதிரி யூசேஜ் என்னென்ன கம்பெனிகள் இருக்குங்கிறது வந்து தெரிஞ்சு வைக்கிறதுக்கு வந்து இந்த கண்காட்சி வந்து பேருதவியாக இருக்குங்கிறத நான் நம்புகிறோம்.
ஏன்னா எங்களுடைய பிரிண்டிங் இண்டஸ்ட்ரி வளர்ந்ததுக்கு காரணமே நிறைய கண்காட்சிகள் போய் நாங்கள் வந்து எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் ஆனங்காட்டிங்க அந்த பிரிண்டிங் துறையுடைய வளர்ச்சி இருக்குது. அதனால் இந்த கண்காட்சி வந்து ஒரு பெரிய தொழில் ஸ்தாபனத்துக்கு வந்து பெரிய கம்பெனி போய் மூவ் பண்ணி அந்தந்த ப்ராடக்ட் பற்றி விளக்குறதுக்கு வந்து ஈஸியாக இருக்கும். அந்த பெரிய அந்த ஃபேக்ட்ரி மட்டும் பயனடைவாங்க.
Congratulate the organizer, Textile Excellence, and the other Mr. Periswamy for making almost 6 months. They worked very hard to conduct this fair. I remember 1992 Color Age and Dyechem Association jointly done this kind of fair in 1992. After this is the second fair with a long gap, and I request the organizers to conduct at least.
Because I am watching him from the day he taken over the charge. He means only Tiruppur welfare, Tiruppur industry. Thank you, sir. We are very fortunate to have you, sir. And also, before my speech, I just want to appreciate NIFT Chairman Mohan and CEO Periswamy and all the delegates who sits here to make this Dyechem CEO summit successful and also having the exhibition. Gentlemen, it's now time that the organizers thought about it to organize this. They said, talk about because of the environment, when there is a heavy heat, they talk about the environment, and it's a cold, they talk about the environment. So everything is now related to the environment. So we should all safeguard this environment and everybody talking about the environment and also sustainability, which Raja Shanam also addressed. Even the buyers now, they want to buy garments only with this environment friendly, eco-friendly, and skin friendly, healthy friendly, everything they talk about that. All the latest technologies, guys also they are having a stall. They said many buyers have approved their product. Another good thing is happening the same time here is the high-tech exhibition. There also I have seen so many processing machines, printing machines, and all the machineries. Each machinery manufacturer is talking about again, especially in processing and printing. They said ours is environment friendly. So the two exhibition happening in Tiruppur, it's a very odd time because you are all aware that we have last 2 months we have entered into the FTA with the UAE and then with Australia. Both the agreements I am a part of it because from day one our Honorable Minister was involved me as a PM President. So I visited along with the Minister both to UAE and also to Australia. All the buyers in both the countries are looking for India, especially for the next thing they are looking for the Tiruppur. There are also when the buyers talking about how eco care is taking in Tiruppur. I explained in one of the addresses, I said Tiruppur is the first city in the world to bring zero technology. The investors from UAE came down to Bombay. He said he is going to Davos and he is going to the UK for arrangements. And you all heard that UK PM announced that there will be FTA before Diwali. He mentioned Diwali. So UK FTA comes, then it will be followed by Canada. Because when the Australian Trade Minister was addressing with us, he clearly said every week I am getting the call from UK and Canada, because UK, Canada, Australia, they are all having a like mind. He says, what's the agreement you have done and what are the conditions, what are the subjects you have taken it. USA is telling me you are sending everything, whatever he discussed with both the countries. So after UK, definitely Canada will come. Once UK is over, then EU will come. Of course, America, they said they don't want to do it now. But Once EU, UK and Canada comes, our 75% of the export is going to these countries. So we should be prepared with all this modern technology, and as I said, this uptime that both the exhibitions are happening here. The people may have talked about the big, like Odisha, we should have also a complex here. Now we have a very positive commissioner, and he handles this smart city program. And there also, because of the smart city program, there is a convention center is there, so that he is working on it. And if any place, because
Yeah, next is emerging startup.
Respected Deputy Mayor Sir, respected Raja Shaimugam Sir, Head of Tiruppur Exporter Association, respected Shaktivel Sir, President Federation of Indian Export Organizations, and many dignitaries on the stage who are heading various associations, and all the participants who have come from all over the country and maybe even from outside the country for this CEO Summit on Evolving Sustainable Ecosystem for Textile and Apparel Industry. And hearty welcome to Tiruppur. On behalf of the Tiruppur city, we welcome you all here. So, Tiruppur as a center for textile industry needs no introduction. It is a hub, and people from various parts of the state or parts of the country are visiting Tiruppur to study its success model and trying to replicate this model in various other parts of the country. So over past 30 years, the industry has evolved by leaps and bounds, and today if we see the statistics out of the total population of the district or even the city, almost 40 to 50% of the population here is directly involved in this textile industry. So it can be seen that the entire city evolved under this, from this industry, and it is integral part of the city now. And it is creating direct employment opportunities to people not only from Tamil Nadu, but at least 10 to 15 different states of the country. People are directly dependent and are prospering from textile industry of Tiruppur. So I place my appreciation to the industry leaders here who have over past 30 years developed it from small, it was not even a taluk place before from what I heard, from small village today it has become into a municipal corporation which has a population of 4th largest population town in Tamil Nadu today. And it is contributing to thousands of crores of exports, around 35,000 crores is the exports last year, and it is growing every year. And there are a lot of challenges also we are facing. The industry has faced the headwinds of COVID, then many supply chain challenges, and recently the yarn price challenges. But the innovation and the entrepreneurial spirit of Tiruppur can be seen from this fact that when COVID hit, overnight the industry transformed into producing PPE kits and the masks, as we have seen from the innovations which we have just provided the certificates. So this agility of the industry, this adaptability has what has kept it in good stead in international markets, and I am sure that going forward also the industry will be forefront in these activities and will grow leaps and bounds. One more issue I want to highlight, one more thing I want to highlight and place my appreciation is over all the development initiatives that the city has seen so far, there has been invaluable contribution from the industry here. Any major projects that have been executed in Tiruppur or being executed in Tiruppur, we always had generous support from the industry associations. Recently, the city is executing a water supply program under Amrut scheme. It is 1100 crores project of getting 196 million liters per day of drinking water from Metupalayam to Tiruppur. and Exporter Association has played a major role. Many associations have played a major role in procuring the land required for the water treatment plants. Similarly, the government has launched recently public-private partnership scheme, which is called the Namakku Dyechem by the Tamil Nadu government. And Tiruppur city has mobilized one of the highest contributions of public contribution under this scheme for various public initiatives. And recently, one more initiative is brought upon by the industry to build state-of-art cancer hospital in Tiruppur, and industry is mobilizing funds for that under this public-private partnership. It is going to be the one-of-a-kind public-private partnership which will set example for cities all over the country. So I place my appreciation for that as well. And in terms of sustainability, as it has been placed before, Tiruppur is the pioneer in zero discharge. It is very encouraging to see now the discussion is even going further in towards the sustainability, and going forward it can be even extended to 100% of the industry. I think today most of the export industries are part of the zero discharge, and all the domestic and cottage nets and also can be part of it. And also I would request the industry to come forward with a program for rainwater harvesting, where 100% of all units can take it up as a mission to have rainwater harvesting in all of their units. Further, one of the challenges we are facing in Tiruppur, which we want to address, is solid waste management. So we request the industry participants to also come up with ideas and how the solid waste management can be addressed. Some of the industrial waste is being recycled, which is the fabric waste is being recycled right now. Similarly, embroidery waste, which is one of the challenges of our waste management, can also be addressed with some innovative ideas and technologies. And going forward, we also look forward towards working closely for this exhibition center, which is one of the requirements of the city. And under Smart City Tiruppur, Smart City Limited, we are in the process of building a convention center in the middle of the city. It would create one more infrastructure just like this one on a different scale for such kind of events. We look forward industry participation in ideas in developing that infrastructure as well as managing it going forward. And also there are several other initiatives and opportunities for working together with the industry. We look forward to the thought leadership and innovativeness of the industries, and assure all the cooperation from the side of the government, Tiruppur City Corporation, and I am sure going forward this success story will only go on leaps and bounds into the future, and will take Tiruppur to the new heights. Thank you.
I will now call upon Sri Prasad to felicitate Sri Dinesh Chopra. I will now call upon Sri Teresa Nisar.
That shows the improvement and development of Tiruppur. So nowhere in the world, now this sort of a cluster is there. So in fact, I thank our chief guest and also the peer president and the key president and the chairman of first of all the exhibitors and the participants for giving a wide support. I thank once for all. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
With me, I have Mr. Bhaskar Datta. Mr. Bhaskar Datta is working with Page Industries, and he is a BTech in Textile Technology from Calcutta University, and has done his MDP from IIM Ahmedabad. He has 40 years of experience, predominantly in the knitwear industry, and he currently leads the entire raw material sourcing activities for Page Industries, which we all know as Jockey India, and is responsible for buying more than 1,200 tons of fabric every month, which comprises cotton and blends as well as synthetics. He has been closely working with many leading dye and chemical manufacturers to develop special finishes and sustainable solutions. A big round of applause for Mr. Bhaskar. Welcome, sir. The next panelist that we have is Mr. Karun Tyagi. Karun Tyagi is from Proclean Technologies, and he has 21 plus years of experience in business development, brands and retailers, sales and marketing, distributor management, project management, environment initiatives and garment wet processing. He is presently working as the business head, textiles and head of EHS, that is Environment, Health and Safety, with the Proclean Technologies based in Chennai, India. And he earlier worked at Huntsman, Brazil and Blue Chip, and he is a Bachelor of Engineering in Textile Chemistry with a postgraduate diploma in Business Management. So a round of applause for Karun Tyagi. Welcome, Karun. The next is Mr. Tejas Edvankar. He is working with Bluewill, and he did his BTech Textile Technology from Bluewill University and MBA in Textile Management from SVPIS-TM in Coimbatore. And his expertise is in technical compliance, risk assessment, technical services, sustainability, product traceability, RSL, MRSL, quality and technical audits, textile testing and certification for textiles, including the eco-labeling standards. So a round of applause for Mr. Tejas Edvankar. And my last panelist for today's panel discussion is Ugamurthy Ramakrishnan. He is the Assistant Vice President at Eastman Exports Global Clothing Private Limited. He has 17 plus years experience in product testing, sustainability and research and development activities in apparel manufacturing. He has published 15 plus research papers and 5 patents on behalf of his organization, which involves sustainability strategies. He has done his Master of Philosophy in Environmental Science from Bharatiya University. So a round of applause for Mr. Ugamurthy. Welcome, Ugamurthy. So the topic of our panel discussion today, as you can see, I think behind me is brand.
Grow our business by 30%, and it is not only us. Most of the brands who have been working in this space, they have benefited probably the same way as we could see.
Thank you, Bhaskar-ji. Good to hear some positive news of the COVID pandemic. So, Karun, how was it for you, and what learnings did you have from this COVID?
Okay, both the events, whether it's a COVID or Russia-Ukraine war and now the lockdown in Shanghai, these events are all the kind of different events, and they have a different impact on the textile supply chain overall. Okay, some are the winners and some are the losers in this entire event. But all these three events has one thing in common. That is, trend analysis is becoming very less reliable because of the extreme frequencies, like near-term frequencies of these global shocks. So the reliability of trend analysis is a very difficult situation for the entire textile supply chain. So if we particularly talk about the COVID, so as soon as it hit the world, it started with even downturn towards the consumption, okay, and followed by the feedstock price got crashed. People at the home started thinking more about sustainability. The consumer started thinking more about sustainability. There is a deglobalization of a supply chain. And there is a lot of focus has been put in entire world. It's not like in India, it's entire world about how we can increase the supplies locally from the SMEs, okay, the small and medium enterprises. So deglobalization. If I talk about this, particularly the chemical industry, it's impacted chemical industry very badly in terms of their profitability. Because 80 to 90% of chemical industry depends on feedstock that has been from the petrochemical thing. So they have started thinking about now decarbonizing the industry. They're thinking about renewable resources. They're thinking about how we can use the renewable energy, circularity approach, and various other aspects where we can reduce the things, developing a local supply network. So that makes changes in the entire supply chain, and of course the people who adopted in the last 2-3 years and who keep keep on investing on the innovation and digitization and finding local suppliers, reacting fastly, as I said, trend analysis.
Policies of the sourcing, that is value chain, the top of the chain, there is a lot of policy change, which is actually given a positive note to India, basically. So this is actually an opportunity for all Indian manufacturers. That's what we could say there. This is clearly visible with the brand when we have a strategical alliance with the brands. It's continuously they are more reliable towards India. Then when it's coming to the what is the impact of the code? So and then this kind of there is no complete shipping or total travels. It is hammered a lot. And the raw material prices, there is a lot of changes. And when it is coming to the recent prices in the cotton price, so which is affecting industry very badly in terms of cutting down its margin and all. But beyond that, what we see is we are continuously negotiating with the brands, and also this is a shared acceptance about they are ready to give up some of the margins. It may be from the manufacturer side, it may be the brand side. So cumulatively, that reactivity is happening. The overall what we see is this is giving new opportunities, and also the organization which is having a lot of dynamics and rapid reactivity to the scenario, which could able to survive and also grow. The growth is always visible to us. Still, the change, further handling of because of this Ukraine war, extended Ukraine war, this is still now it is giving little more impact in terms of the value chain, where we are having strategic brand, we have a negotiation with them. We are seeing consumption reduction, there is a change in the volume of the order. These are all continuously happening. But beyond that, as we see that this is progressive, overall sourcing more positive towards India, and we could able to tap this opportunity. That's what our thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I think all the panelists have covered majority of the points. So I emphasize first on the COVID things. COVID and Ukraine war. This has impacted the entire trade, particularly for the textile value chain, in a very bad way. So be it increasing the crude price, be it the shortage of the raw materials, increasing the cotton price, some or other way it has impacted the complete value chain. It has disrupted the complete value chain. Technology has played a major role. So earlier what we used to prefer was having one-to-one conversation. Now also we are having one-to-one conversation, but it is now via Zoom and Teams. So that has given quite importance with the discussions with the brand, with the discussion with the chemical supplier, with the discussion with the mill. And during the COVID time, I would rather emphasize on many of the global brands, including some of the top leading brands across the globe. Some of the good mills, who are having those kind of futuristic approach, have used or rather invested time in the trainings. Be it sustainability, be it zero discharge liquid, be it some sort of other thing. So this had impacted them, and people who have impacted, they have faced the result of it. So it has affected in a positive way for the people who have taken the right decisions at the right time, and it has affected for those mills who have not taken the right decisions. So it is like
of expectations, and how do you communicate this to your supply chain?
Yeah, this has actually happened or started to happen even before COVID. As you know, they have also mentioned that we have been buying approximately 1,600, 1,800 tons of fabric a month, and I'm happy to say that almost 92-93% of that is locally sourced. Local means domestically sourced, indigenous sources, and 50% of that, or a little over 50%, comes from the city of Tiruppur. So we had taken a decision, actually speaking probably 2017 or so, that we need to be closer to our supply bases. Till then we have been managing the business from Bangalore, which is not too far from Tiruppur, but it was still a distance to be covered. So I'm very happy to inform that we have quite a large office now in the heart of Tiruppur, and what we do, we basically believe in the in the policy of quality production rather than quality inspection. So what we said, let us have one of our guys who is experienced, who is qualified, be placed at all our key vendor places. They are available there every day, and they work hand in hand with the meat technicians, so that when all of us are exponents of knitwear, and we know that in knitwear there is every day a new problem, new challenge. But when we address the challenge after the fabric is produced and inspected, no, we said we will address the challenge at source itself. If there is a dyeing challenge, we know immediately after the dyeing, okay, there is a problem, what is to be done. So this was one of the key steps we have taken, and I think that has worked very, very positively for us. This was one of the key initiatives which we have taken. Another initiative, of course, is I must say that Mr. Pant knows this better than anybody. That restrictive substance list or JTSC so far has been kind of it was a thing which only the international brands used to demonstrate, and there has been some work done by Indian manufacturers, but predominantly pushed by those international brands. But is it so that we, population of 140 crores, are okay to wear garments which is not eco-friendly, where the product is compromised? We, as a leading brand of innerwear and intimate apparels, we have probably taken the first step. We are very glad to inform you that we are one of the first few brands to have gone for our own restrictive substance list, and we have done this just in the beginning of May, partnering with Blue, and there's a long way to go, but we are very confident that what we have begun will open up a complete new dimension as far as sustainability is concerned in the textile dimensions. Thank you.
Very nice. I am very happy to hear that a domestic brand is now taking steps towards safer chemistry in products, because I always keep asking this question to many conferences, because you always find the textile manufacturers, they will have separate norms for the export, and in the domestic it is all chalta. And I always ask them the question that is an Indian baby different from a foreign baby? Isn't it? It's the same baby, and why are we allowing such kind of chemicals for our own production? So kudos to you, Bhaskar ji, for doing this. So these are the kind of expectations, I think, that we will also see coming till 2030, that even the domestic brand will now start pushing this.
This is very crucial. Many apparel brands have already started that, and you know about India, it is now India net zero commitment is 2070, it's something else, and when it's coming to the Europe, it's at 2030. So automatically what will happen is this European sourcing now, it will automatically trigger you to comply with this net zero by 2030. So how you achieve it? It's actually, you can say that it's possible. It's not that impossible task to achieve the net zero, because it demands around the 40 to 60% of reduction when you have a baseline of 2015. As a baseline, by 2030 you need to reduce this. This is clearly possible by removing the scope 2 emission. The scope 2 emission, now the technology or availability of any natural resources, it is now solar or wind. This is feasible now, and also any manufacturer can adopt. The possibility of when it's coming to the investment aspect and what is the return on investment, this is I could say that financially a feasible investment. That's what I could say there. This base knowledge, when we know that we can tell that what is our scope 1 and scope 2 impact. For example, it could be ours is around 70 kiloton per annum of emission, GHG emission. So from that, where it is coming, that's also we know. Apart from that, about the coal switch. It is now predominantly European brands have committed. They want to remove the complete coal from the value chain by 2030. When it is this requirement emerging, the problem here is most of the time you don't find a solution, because there is no biomass supplies in place or alternate fuel.
And the garments that is next to the skin, for us it is even more important. But we started with all this that if, as you rightly said, I mean, if an European baby deserves all this, does an Indian baby not deserve this? I mean, so we said, as an Indian, I mean, we are also not okay to wear clothes which is not safe, which is not hygienic. And that led us to, rolling.
Have we achieved all level of qualities and all at par with the Egyptian cotton or maybe the American cotton, where our Kasturi brand stands? Any of the panelists can share some of their views?
I'm not seeing it too vibrant, but maybe the people who are using it can tell a bit more.
I am from cotton side, but I cannot explain you in detail. Here the problem is India is a versatile cotton production. You have 29 mm to 234 mm. The idea is very good to start a Kasturi brand, but still, is having glitches. Which length do you want to identify? Or only Shankarpur, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu long stage cotton. Little bit resiness is there. But the idea is good, but it's still not taken off.
I think it is already 2 years past. I think Smriti Irani, Textile Minister, had launched this, but I don't know where it took up or Anjali can explain further.
That's why I said that I don't see that it taking off to that extent. It's all about how you communicate and how this particular brand effectively results in the end product. That is very important. Because you're mixing Egyptian cotton maybe 20% just to get something out of it. But if it is used per se without mixing, and someone creates a brand and then makes the switch,
I think we can highlight. The attitude for innovation is the highest level here. I think that can never be matched in any region in India. I don't know if you notice, anyone who wants to do innovation brings that idea to Tiruppur first. I don't want to mention the other cities, it will not be fair on my part. And that's exactly what I've done in the last 20 years. Any idea on innovation, it has to come to Tiruppur first, and Mr. Bala would agree with that. And that's one of the reasons I think the branding part I quite agree with you. In fact, if there is an action to be taken after that, if there is a panel going to be formed on marketing, I'm ready to give my support because I have learned a lot from Tiruppur. I think it's on my duty also not to give it back to Tiruppur in whatever best I can.
Yeah, it helps because it's more of a...
And as a manufacturer, where we have a continuous monitoring on these kind of changes and we are more reactive to this, and this gives more preparedness to handle any kind of these requirements.
But do you think that the expectations from the brands are getting more and more harmonized into one direction?
Here, you can say that fundamentally, that means where there is a massive decisions are taken, massive impact decisions. Those all requirements are predominantly harmonized. In some cases, there is some discrepancies will be there. Some brands want to do better than other people. So that only gives lot of difference of opinion, which may not give a real impact actually. So we need to understand this. For example, ZDS, if you look at when you submit for any kind of in-check reports or you want to have a wastewater report. So there the brands will top up with some kind of requirements which will be triggered by this kind of
Bala, उसकी कभी मेरे कभी से समझ कैसे? It is something like that. Every brand wants to have its coming there. So coming to you, Tejas, you have worked with a lot of global apparel brands in trying to implement their expectations and strategies. So can you share with us how the brands communicate, how do they implement, and how do you support them in the implementation? Some experiences, some examples.
Textile industry is such a vast, right from fiber to garments, home textiles to technical textiles, and many other products. Those are manufactured not in India but globally, are sold to variety of brands, many number of brands globally. The requirements with respect to region, the requirements with respect to the process, the requirements with respect to the products are different. Brands these days are really interested to have a quantified data, a real quantified data which is coming directly from the mill. And it is very important that we present them the right data. That is what our job is. If we speak about the communicating way, many of the brands, including some of the European brands, some of the American brands, they have their own dashboards or maybe say some online portals wherein a manufacturer or a facility has to upload that data. Be it respect to water consumption, be it respect to the chemical usage, be it respect to the usage of energy, that can be through grid or through solar or any kind of other things, the generation of carbon footprints and many other things, and that has to be validated. So that is where our role starts, and we are able to convert those inputs in a quantified data the way that is. That is where our USP lies. Recently, if I speak about the implementation point of view, we have recently partnered with an American institute, Apparel Impact Institute, as an implementation partner for their Clean by Design program in South Asia. I must emphasize that we started this project as a pilot project with 5 mills across India, South India, North India, Central, West, many things. At the end of the project, we were having the quantified data in terms of reduction of water. This was the consumption, this is how we have used. This was my chemical inventory. After my optimization of the process, the recipes, we were able to reduce, say, this many number of chemicals. The energy consumption was this much, from the core activities, the non-core activities, the GHG emissions, the carbon footprints were this much, and this is how we plan to do. So that is how we have lived, and we have seen some remarkable results, which I think will be published in our website shortly. We have recently partnered with PwC as one of the implementation partners for similar kind of projects, both in India as well as Bangladesh, and the results are amazing. Those are still in a pilot stage, but I can't say much things about that because we are under NDA with them. So once those data are published, I think it will again be a boom that everybody will start looking up for those things in the positive way. That is what I can say.
Good, Tejas. So, from what you are saying, it seems that the brands are not just imposing the expectations, but also wanting to monitor and validate what the suppliers are doing to meet these expectations. Which brings me to the next question to Bhaskar-ji, but I would like to say here that after this question with Mr. Bhaskar, I would like to take. It will be open to the audience. If anybody would like to ask any question on this topic to any of the panelists, please raise your hand. I don't know whether a mic will be available to you, but maybe you can ask your question. So once I complete the question, I will open it. If anybody has a question in mind, you can prepare.
Both consumption and other things. So how you will deal with it? Yes.
No, here. If you look at the product safety aspect, that is already when you are complying to RSM. So predominantly,
no, it is only a chemical stock. Since our moderator is there, no, we will be talking. Now the question is, under the sustainability, the people somehow they have been telling, okay, recycling we can do. That they also tell, yes, we are supplying a sustainable textiles. And again, recycling, how long you will do? Either it has to be disposed sometime, the landfill or otherwise. Then second, now that people are talking about circularity and again the carbon free. If you see here Tiruppur, compared to anywhere in the whole world, Tiruppur is the only place where we have 18 CETP. Not even a single drop of water comes outside. And also we have windmills, we have a solar system. So the brand never take this into account. So when we talk about even a big brand, now I don't want to name, and they say, they talk about only SME. See, maybe our people, they may not understand initially this standard minutes value. Because they wanted to compare, for example, t-shirts. It is a standard minutes value is 12. And they say, Bangladesh standard minutes value is 8. There is a clear difference of 4. Now you will not be able to compete because they relate to the factory cost, right? So, they always talk about economic point of view. Now even we were not able to quantify also. We are not exploring this. All the things we have taken. So how this brand really respect the people? Yes. Yeah, that is our next record.
So, but I will handle it in the next session.
Yes, I think that is the topic of the Anjali's session, how you can meet these expectations. We are only designing the expectations here.
So about this material usage, this is circularity and all, this is all now policy level decisions have been taken, the policies are running and standards are running. When it is coming to the technology, which can make all the kind of material which we are using, predominantly when it is coming to the policies, the technology is proven. Because you can convert either mechanically you can recycle or you can convert into monomer, again you make a virgin polymer. That is a virgin polyester. When it is coming to our product, which is completely cotton material, when this comes, the material circularity, it's under technology is under the development. It's no technology, is a proven technology is viable. You have an availability is nearby. You can recycle tons of pre-consumer waste or post-consumer waste. There is no technology, but the technology is coming up. You can say that there are no infinite fiber. This is it's looking more visible and now investments are increasing because it's a bio-based synthesis of a cellulose material, completely a fermentation process. It is taking a very shorter time. It is taking the waste material and creating the pure cellulose. So this technology, it's not like that many technologies which is popping up here and there, like a laboratory scale, and immediately it will come to the stage and they will show something and end of the day it may not be materialized. But this is now happening now. But again, whether it will come tomorrow, not possible. Okay. Only thing what you can do, what we are doing actually. One of the cases is pre-consumer waste, which is you can say that it's completely indisciplined market where we are actually recycling, but it's not completely traceability or any kind of measurement. No, it's not possible. But you can do upcycling possibilities are there. It's visible. For example, we have worked with the cellulose and we started pre-consumer waste, which will be a pastel or light colors. You can take into their plant, and 20% can be the polymer can be replaced with our cotton waste. So that is possible. We have run several pilot runs, so this is being done.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we come to the end because I can see my time is up. Thanks a lot, Tejas, Mukhamurthy, Karun and Bhaskar for participating. Of course, we can still further discuss all these topics over cocktail, especially after one or two pegs. I think the brain will start working. I think it's very freezing, so everybody is very quiet right now. So thanks a lot again, and thanks for listening to all of us. I now hand it over to Anjali for taking the second session.
Yeah, before that, we would just like to felicitate you, sir. So, thank you, Mr. Prasad for having a wonderful discussion. I would now like to call on stage Dr. Mahapatra to felicitate Sri Prasad Pan. I would now like to call Sri Ketan from Redasil to come and facilitate Mr. Karun. I will now call upon Sri Yavan Shah to felicitate Sri R. Ugamurthy. I will now call upon Sri Vikas Puri to felicitate Sri Tejas Edwankar. So thank you all for your wonderful discussion. We now move into the next panel discussion. So. Thank you for coming on the desk. So now I will leave it to Arjun sir. Yeah, I've said that the company name. Yeah. Mr. Shri Muresh Manohar is from Best Color Solutions, India Private Limited. Shri Milton Anders John is the MD of Cotton Blossom. They are vertically integrated company. R.S. Balar Gurunathan from Anand Enterprises, and of course, Mr. Jayesh Shroff, who owns the Fab India. He's a garmenter. So, it's all up to you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So, good evening to everyone, and I see a less crowd, and that's an issue which I like. This full house is always the best. Looking at his brand expectations, what 2030, I will go to 2050 now. All of them have been pushed now to make this, climate change issues of 1.5 degrees, centigrade, to be under control. And that has a lot of consequences. It starts from there. That is one big challenge which we all have to do it. And a lot of people are promising, but I don't see actually on the facts, on the ground level, the things changing. That's one thing. Like we are staying in Mumbai. Say for myself, I know this 1.5 degree means Mumbai will be flooded. And then all the plantation will get into problems, so you will not get a crop. So cotton will also get affected. So this is one big challenge. Second big challenge is that in the whole world, only 2% of the companies are ethical in terms of sustainability. So when you talk about opportunities for us, from the brand perspective, it's 98% not done. So you can see the enormous opportunities are there. The other big challenge which we have is the huge complexity of supply chain. We're making the yarn fiber somewhere. From America, you're sourcing in the cotton. You're making spinning here. Then you're making a processing somewhere. You're making a garmenting somewhere and selling somewhere. This has a huge cost. If you calculate the energy per garment cost, which goes in, the steel which goes in, the water which goes in, it's enormous. And this is not sustainable to the world. We need to change that. So complexity of the whole supply chain has to change. Second, other important thing is that the whole certification complexity. We have 200 certifications for everything. Everywhere we want legislation, not to do business and bring in the trade barrier. That's another big challenge. I mean, if I can only correlate to pharma industry. One FDA, one pharmacopoeia is enough for the pharmaceutical, which is even more dangerous than our textiles. No? It's only close to the skin, which what, or maybe a medical textile could be affecting you. So, where are we? What are we talking about this certification? We need to challenge it. The third thing I see on the board, even in one city, there are 200 associations. I mean, you see the complex world we live. We need to change all this. I mean, I was yesterday with about 300 people and I was feeling nice. I see only 50, 60 people here in the same city. You see the problem of Tiruppur. And this has to be addressed very well because we all want to discuss that. The minimum break-even of a unit here is 25 tons. If you don't do a knit by 25 tons, you can't make money. That's the first thing. And people who are in the business, they know that. Earlier it was 16 tons with the zero discharge and all this evaporation, which we have enforced to do, is brought this 16 tons to about 25 tons. Anyone doing around 25 tons can't make money. You see, half the mills which are running is in job processing. Now the cotton prices have gone up by about 300 rupees more, or at the moment 300 rupees per kilo. And 1 kilo of fiber loss for 100 kilo. And we are allowing 5 kilos of fiber loss. I'm even challenging that why. Why not you reduce this fiber losses? So 1 kilo fiber loss is 300 rupees and you are giving a job processor of 150 rupees to do a dark shade, for example. Now, this is absolutely not viable. Now, we need to really develop processes and technologies, and the brand has to push, and there is an opportunity for the fiber loss. Because landfilling, all this wastewater management, all the centrifuge, if you do it in a mercerization process, you know that all this evaporation of this caustic liquor and recycling of the caustic and the caustic recovery plant, if you don't have the centrifuge, you see the fiber which is getting lost. So, we need to change. The other part on the recycle and the circularity is that we are using reactive dyes, for example, which can never be stripped. It has a covalent bond. And you talk about going further by disintegrating the cellulose by stripping. First step, which can never be stripped. Second step by dissolution. And third step is by regeneration. And the first step itself is blocking. You have resins on the fiber, you have all those reactor dyes on the fiber. What are we doing there? Now, why can't we go in for sulfur, for example, which can be at least stripped? So the high standards of the specification itself is a challenge. The other geopolitical situation which we have discussed, Ukraine issues, COVID issues, and this world has lived these issues forever. We have to find a way out. Now the Chinese, if they don't supply, they will get the supply chain. Another 1 month of working capital. So where are we in this whole chain? So Tiruppur problem is that none of the people less than 25 tons are making profit. Even people who are doing high, the cost of this finance is too much to make money. And we are all squeezed in the value chain and we are all working for the brands at the end of the day. Why don't we create our own brands, to complete the value chain? And a garmenting was left by the government in the past to the dealers. We never developed the garment units. You can go to Sri Lanka, Vietnam, they all developed it because we stopped all this. So this is the issues which we all have to challenge. And with the panelists, one by one, I'll give, and I would ask each of you to look at and tell what could be the real opportunities.
We have to keep the money in India. Why not? These are big monies. It's not small money we are talking. This is where we have to look at it. I wish brands are listening, and we have to constantly push on this and everywhere. Once our minds are clean, then why do we have to worry? Once you are clean, then why do you have to worry? That's the sort of a question we have to pay. Thank you.
Wonderful words. You must have seen this. Quite a good reflection on certification, cost, and making Tiruppur as a brand. Now, I was in Jaipur, for example. They are making nice printed fabrics, and I was sitting with these guys. They don't make any money. They're just serving to the brand. The brand makes the money. Now, what I told them, why can't you make their own brand? And they're launching their own e-commerce, and they said, we will not sell to the brand. So why do they have to go to the brand? Now, and this is what we need to bring in a change. And what you said correctly, that all these operators around, where in the world you see this? We have so many CET people, it's never works because no one knows the technology of membrane, how to operate that. So this has to change. And we need to get into our own brand, and India can become a brand. Whatever happened in the past, let us forget that. Let us make something for the future which will be much bigger and better. I was with some of the Sri Lankan big brands, and where are they sourcing from? Bangladesh. And you see this movie called True Cost. And I'm telling you, everyone in the audience, if you go and just Google True Cost, you will see all the problems which brand has created just because they are not giving the right price. Right? They are all squeezing the value chain. I was just calculating a few weeks back on a denim fabric, for example. Now, if you want to, now suppose the denim is at $100. Now, to make it ethical and sustainable, the brand has to sell at $140. the $40 or 40% is the sustainability cost. Now if the Tiruppur gets that 40%, nothing is a problem. Everyone makes money and at the moment they are struggling every day. But where is the money? The bigger ones may make to an extent who are having the whole value chain, and fortunately Tiruppur has got, that's the only cluster which has got from fiber till the yarn, till the fabric, till the garmenting, and also some of the brands there. Where in India also you don't find any city does that. So that's the difference. Huh? So I'll give it to you now to add up your perspective, sir.
Sure. So, very inspiring what Mr. Nitin obviously said. But it might take a little bit longer, of course, right, for India as a country to achieve that. I was thinking a little bit more in the short term, in the medium term. The opportunity would be to where the advantage lies with India, right, vis-a-vis, say, China or Bangladesh, would be the smaller quantities and a bit more of the specialized products. As we had on the previous panel, trend analysis is obviously getting more difficult now. Fashion's changing so quickly. Instagram and TikTok is where fashion is actually occurring. It's not like, with the trend reports as it used to be before. So to be able to cater to that demand of doing small batch, quick turnaround, I think the factory mindsets need to be that. And we've adopted that. I mean, we operate on the outskirts of Bombay with our factory. We know we don't want to do, 20,000 units per style. Our sweet spot is more like 1,000 to 2,000 pieces per style. But if you want to do that successfully, you have to adopt a mindset of doing quick turnaround and doing more value addition. So I think that's where an opportunity lies. For somebody like us in that who operates in that space of higher fashion and better margin products.
Thank you. From the export perspective, would you say something?
No, I'm not an exporter. I'm actually a dyer. So I would like to pick up on what you started and Mr. Milton also touched upon is how to brand us. One area which I think Tiruppur kind of lost its opportunity is branding the zero liquid discharge. For example, if you look back for people who doesn't know it, like the history of ZDSC, 2011, the Greenpeace, the detox campaign and all the dirty laundry publication. So in 2011, brands has been forced by Greenpeace activism to work on ZDSC or something like that. But you think back here, in 2006 when I established my factory, I'm already, when the factory plan was done, it was planned based on zero liquid discharge. But whereas in 2011, the brands have been forced by an external NGO and they promised when they started in 2011, by 2020 we will achieve the detox. So when that was what the world scenario is, but Tiruppur has achieved it 2005-6, we have already, the design itself is based on zero liquid discharge. Why didn't we market it? Why didn't we brand it? I think still now, I think Tiruppur lost a big opportunity in branding its zero liquid discharge. Definitely, as you said, sustainability has its own cost. Unless you brand it and you make it, you can't get that extra penny to sustain your zero liquid discharge. I think that is a very big opportunity we lost. Hopefully, the cluster comes together and then make some branding out of it. Because even today, I see a lot of things like last month. I think her name is Ms. Alan Dicker. She is founder of Eco Cult, which discusses about sustainability, and she writes a lot of articles. She's quite famous in the social media, LinkedIn, etc. When she visited Tiruppur, because before coming in, her view was like, I like to go and see what these people are doing. Once she visited a dye house in Tiruppur, okay, and she was really surprised to see a mid-sized dye house in Tiruppur following a zero liquid discharge without making any fuss out of it, without making any branding out of it. But what she told was, this kind of facility in US or in Europe, she sees in very big factories. Only they are able to do it, but here even a mid-size, small-size factory, even I have 2 factories of which one is a very small unit and which is less than 1 acre, and we follow zero liquid discharge over there. Okay? And where are we branding it? Where are we positioning it? So far we have not positioned it. And as you said, today 2% is what the brands are ethical, because greenwashing is the term that we commonly use in the social, and I see it. In the LinkedIn, one of the big brands has put a publication saying that my supplier from China is recovering 70% of water and reusing it. And immediately my question was not about that 70%, because it's everybody knows who is into zero liquid discharge. Recovering 70% is nothing, it's a child play. My question was, what happens with the remaining 30%? Because the crux lies there. All the good things you take the 70% out, all the dirt goes into the 30%. The entire cost of handling zero liquid discharge is almost like 70% of the cost is with that 30%. And the brand person was very silent about it. And same thing happened in a meeting in Hyderabad with the CA Green Building Convention. They have the Green Co certification. Again, an international brand. They have a big presence in India too. They were presenting the same thing. My suppliers are zero liquid discharge. Immediately my question was, what do they do with their recovered reject of their whatever the reuse you have recovered, what is the reject you are doing? And again they are silent on it. But they are making a big branding saying that we are doing sustainable sourcing, sustainable supply chain, etc. But I think that is where the real ZLD which is being done in Tiruppur is kind of, we are missed the train. Hopefully something comes together and at least we catch it, because today ESG is something, is a word, sustainability a word which you can't run away from. Everybody is speaking it. So if we miss the train again, then there is no scope. Even when I went to ZDSC, I think Mr. Prasad might know the sequence. Like first time when ZDSC was formed, and the buyers were demanding it, the consultant who came in, he said, I want to test the water which you are discharging. I said, I want zero liquid discharge. He said, no, in our system it says I have to submit a report which says this is the discharge water quality. I said, there is nothing like that. And then it took some time for them also to change it. So even today, if you put it, if you go to the ZDSC, it says direct discharge, indirect discharge, zero liquid discharge, everybody are put in the same line. Where is the uniqueness or the value that zero liquid discharge bring it? So even ZDSC has to kind of evolve itself, or we should push them to evolve and make them separate, showing that zero liquid discharge, which is the strength of this cluster, and we have to kind of monetize it, otherwise we will definitely lose the opportunity when everybody are speaking about sustainability. That's all I have in mind.
So listening to all this, one thing comes out that we need to have these big brands here have a very open discussion. I feel it's very important that you talk about the zero discharge is one part which is unique here, but look at there's another uniqueness which has not been advertised, which I see it is a very strong push of bringing the carbon footprint down. As I was saying, this movement of all this fiber, yarn, garments and processing is all in one place, which you see, you bring me a city or a country where they do it all at one place. I mean, hardly anyone does it. And we need to talk about this part, what you said, but also the carbon footprint, which is a very, very strong, branding for you. And the other thing is that if you all align together, why can't you have your own brand, huge brand created out of here? Than to really go and serve someone, you get the full value chain in the whole process, because I have the basis of derive. Right? Now I'll find maybe some more perspective and then we come to some questions.
Thanks a lot. My case come to last to me. But whatever you have discussed, that is already implemented. We are innovative. We are with the banana paper, with organic cotton we blended. We launched in our own brand called EcoElite. It has been registered in the France and the entire Europe we have registered the brand. The other brands who wants to buy my yarn, they have to use my tag. People knows it, that is the corals. People knows it, we demand to use our tag, then only we will supply the yarn to the brands. This is our funda and what we are doing it. And we have complete supply chain from the cotton, from the seed level traceability. This we are marketing as an authentic organic cotton with complete traceability. Even carbon footprint we are taking from the farm level. Very unique things, whatever we are doing is very unique thing. From carbon footprint, from the organic cotton area through the longitude, latitude, and we are claiming the carbon footprint from the farm level. We leave it. Second thing, whatever we are using waste to wealth. Whatever it has been wasted by the farmer, we are getting it. We are blending 20% cotton, 20% banana fiber means 200 liters of water has been saved in that. We are using Fed rate label, 29 rupees we are giving to the Fed rate farmers. We are given 1.5 crores to our farm society. They are being utilized for their social upliftment. Free seeds, free inputs, school building, RO water for the children, hearing aid, free hearing aid, everything has been provided with the money. It has been collected by the premium from the buyer. Okay, we are collecting the premium from the buyer and utilizing for our farmers. We are doing the same. You need not worry about the brand, what brand thinks about it. We dictate the brands. That is happening today. I don't want to name the brand. The brand is behind me to make them into their supply chain. But I am against. They came and said that by ginning unit, the doors are opening inside, so you cannot, then you have to change the door. I said, why? If I come to their store, I can ask the question, why the doors are not being pulled and push sticker is not there, I don't want to buy. I said, no. If you want my cotton, authentic organic cotton, with the 33 mm, 35 mm, 39 mm, we are the only supplier in India. So if you want, our unit will be like this only. If you want, you can take it. I don't want to lie. See, 6 months only the ginning unit will run. Another 6 months it will be idle. Then they said formulas, this and that. It's a contract-based running machine. 6 months the machine will be idle. Then how I can pay for the labors? If you pay another 6 months, I will keep them enroll in my thing and I will pay it. If you want my cotton, you do it. Finally, they are beginning me, today I am rejecting them. Today another one German buyer came, we have told all the story, they came and inspect, they are accepted and we are supplying to them. It is comparable with the Pima and Giza. My cotton is comparable with the Pima and Giza. See, our India is having all unique cotton with 20 mm to 39 mm. Nobody is having. Surin, India's gold. 39 mm. Even Giza is not there, Pima is not come near to it. I am exporting cotton to Japan for bulletproof fabrics. Surin is going for bulletproof fabrics. Even 1 kg also they are buying. We have complete system from the seed level, cotton, quality, everything we are making. We are having unique fibers. We are the front runner in organic. I think Milton knows this very well. 2002, we have worked for organic as an agent. You know what is organic today. That's real. In 2010, Butter Cotton Initiative. Today I am a council member, elected council member in Butter Cotton Initiative. In 2012, we are the first person introduced ring spun recycling. Till today, we are a supply chain partner for Levi's. And you name the American brand, Patagonia, Prada, everybody we are working. It's a very big opportunity in research. Tiruppur having ultimate. All the brands, brand owners, not company owners, they can think about closed loop system. You can use your own waste and you can cycle your own thing. You are working for a Sri Lankan company also. See, you can have an opportunity in front of you. How you are going to take it, how you are going to market it, how you can do it, that is in your hand. We are working for down the line under 5 years. 2012, nobody knows. 2002, nobody knows organic. We know organic. Milton. Through Milton only we are given for C&A. I have only taken Phil Chamberlain and I am to Madhya Pradesh. 2010, nobody knows BCA. We know. We have marketed. 2012, nobody knows. We have launched recycled cotton from Anand Enterprises, branded. We have given the recycling white fiber. Ring spun recycling, we are the only person there. Today we are working all natural fiber, not only banana, aloe vera, areca nut, Indian hemp and nettle fiber. This shirt what I am wearing is my own brand shirt with 20% banana. With long stable organic cotton, 33 mm organic cotton. The quality will speaks. You have every opportunity. You have everything. Why you are bending yourself for the brand? No need. Brand knows all your quality, whatever you have. They become automatically becoming. How you are going to take it? How you are going to promote it? How you are going to market it? There is another thing I am telling you. Organic is gone, BCA is gone, recycling people are in another things are coming. We are working for the natural fibers. Water saving. Another thing is water saving. Okay. Region agri. Using their own inputs. Region agri and water saving is going to be the talk of the town. The brand may be going to demand another 5 years down the line. You make my work. Thanks a lot.
So a lot of good ideas came in the first session, which came up. One is branding Tiruppur, your zero discharge issues, the carbon footprint part. There's another thing which I would like to add. It's very important that we need to get this management part a bit more stronger also. A lot of good companies, maybe in Tiruppur, they have good management teams, but they require a lot of still further grooming. Also, in innovation in terms of pricing, I would say that if a brand charges something like, say, about $200 for their t-shirts or whatever it is, what is Tiruppur getting out of that? Are they getting $10, $5? Why can't we make this brand too strong that out of this $200, we charge extra premium of $10 coming to it? Because this will solve a big sort of problem. We are doing, also being a chemical supplier, we are doing that with a brand, we are charging brand for the innovation what we are doing. If you do innovation, who's paying for your innovation? And that is what we have launched the earth colors, for example. And we have earth colors, we also have we are selling it to the brands, we are saying brand for every t-shirt or every home textile you sell, we need this. And that's what you can demand on innovation. And I feel India, when I was moving around the universities in India, and next round we'll have a bit on innovation. And you touched a bit very nicely on innovation topic. I move around all the IITs and I was also global innovation head. And when I move around, you see what has problem with India. And we need to correct that. That Switzerland, a small country, can file 5 times more patent than all this Indian research. Where are the research line? I was in IIT in Mumbai with the chemical engineering department, 1300 research papers lying under the drawer. We have so much of ideas and we need a portal also to be created on putting this idea on a platform so that people can take this innovation. Now, where actually innovation is happening in textiles, and a huge innovation is happening on sensor technologies. There are huge innovations happening on physiological enhancement, which people don't know. Which is, the university is running this. On terms of your activewear, if you reduce the sweat generation by putting some special things inside, you are enhancing the performance of an athlete or a marathon runner. Now, there are very nice innovations around which we need to bring in. We also do a lot of innovation, but we are not talking about it. So I was talking about sensor technology, this physiological enhancement technologies. There is also a lot of things, that 3D printing, for example. It can change the whole dynamics of the whole world. Like the brand will be also totally out of, part because everyone will start printing their garments at home, which can also happen, because the inkjet printing took a long time. 10, 20 years it took because the speed of the printers at the moment is slow. But I have seen fashion shows also in Berlin and other parts of the world. They are even now printing tissues. So the garment printing should not be a big. The polymer will take a big part of that. But unfortunately in India, there is not a single institute teaching this topic. Germans took it up. Second, the Chinese took it in a big way. Then America was feeling that we are down, so they took it now with a big innovation center on 3D printing. We don't have anything, no one knows even in the government that this is the topic we need to take on sensor technology, on these new areas which we need to work on. So let's move one by one. And
because of cotton price, and also the world is moving to MMF, and here we see the process route is bit longer, especially when we are working with combined fibers like polyester, polycotton, etc. I think again NIFT and other people has to come together to shorten it, because anyhow double dyeing runs for 12 hours, some colors it run for 16 hours. So we need, because it consumes a lot of time, machine time, and then energy, water, etc. So I think definitely when the world is moving to a MMF market, and Tiruppur lacks expertise in it. So, and also I think the dye suppliers and then the incubation centers like NIFT and industries has to come together. Only then we can meet the opportunities that are ahead of us in 2030.
I mean, on the innovation side and linkages, I mean, there further on the chemical industry, since I belong to that more strongly. So I have taken up with the ministry, I have taken up with the secretariats to open up a portal for the chemical side. But this is taking time, because if the government doesn't come in, the institutes will not link, the colleges will not be getting linked. So what I said is that the students who are doing research can make money out of the patents what they do, if it is sold. The colleges can make money, the government can make money, and the industry which wants, they will get a technology out of it. So it's a win-win situation, and I would ask maybe also in the textile colleges to all, put it all together to open up something like this.
Something is happening in IITs and IICs.
Yes. Yeah. So with this, I would like to open the doors for the questions from the audience, because we are not taking time overall, because we are within the time of 1 hour. But it's a bit delayed by 10 minutes from the earlier session. So any questions from anyone? Yeah, go ahead.
Not question, it's an appreciation. Now, so far now we have seen so many panels. It is a wonderful thing, and we get a lot of insights from the panel discussion. Fortunately, that Anjana Prasad has come and opened, and also practical examples, each and everybody. So, so one has to have a dare enough to talk against the brand. So we are seeing here how confidently we can work here, and also regarding the sustainability, true things we got it from here. And again the open innovations, particularly now as you rightly pointed out. So first of all, you need to identify the problem in the industry. Now you have opened the subject. Now these academicians, all the colleges and university, and now they are urging the innovation center to find the problem, because any innovations starts from the problem identification rather than idea. So it's really, we wanted to make these all the suggestions given by the panel, and we consolidated, we take to ministry, particularly textile ministry, because they would like to have it, these type of.
Really, sincere thanks to dignitary on the dice and off the dice. Very particularly, my very sincere triple thanks to Mr. Bala Gurunathan. Really, after this industry, we are working for our development for this generation. But my gentleman working for the next generation because of the renewable energy or from waste to products. So, apart from the industry man, I am from agri-based man. I know these the waste products like banana fiber. We agri people wasted or we are fired as like Punjab and Haryana people, how they are wasted their wheat grass. Like that only we, before like this innovation, we wasted that banana trees and fibers like that. Now only we are encased that way from the waste. So as a agri-based man, I say multi-thanks like to Mr. Balagurunathan, like this gentleman who are working for this development. My sincere request to Mr. Balagurunathan, you please focus to your endeavor to Punjab and Haryana, please. Thank you for all the dignitaries.
I will bring it with there since some of the forums. Now, really on the waste thing you touch is a big topic. And when I see the waste, a lot of global companies are looking waste as gold. Now, the war is not about crude. shocked to understand the major minerals we can later on find found in the waste. I mean, I can give you an example. Paper industry produces a lot of waste. Also, they produce it. And they found nitrocellulose as one of the major waste. And they made now articles out of that, construction articles out of that, which is 10 times stronger than steel, which can never corrode. Can you imagine the bridges made out of that, which will never fall? The major problem in the world of all this construction is the corrosion itself. And you can imagine now from the waste now these people are deriving this. Now, all these minerals, why this fight is there? You see now car batteries. It's all about minerals. The electric vehicles is all about minerals. The windmill is all again about mineral because you need alumina and other things. The solar panel is all silica and what? Silver. Now the word silver will vanish if the solar panel goes up. So we talk about renewable energy. Sometimes do you feel it's really sustainable? That's another thought which I will leave this panel because there are many things which is untouched and we need to talk about it. Because some are making a money and business not talking about it. We need to talk about it and make a change. I will change is going to only be the major factor as we move ahead and get this world moving towards this spatial goal of sustainability, 70 elements of sustainability. Some you can do it with the factory, some by CSR activity, and major climate change is going to be a hell of a thing. And with these words, I would like to thank everyone on the panel with wonderful discussion. Hope you all liked it, and there will be a lot of takeaway from this, I'm sure. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.